Lucky Lefty podcast. I have a confession left. I have to make a confession, man. To you and LL Nation. I have an addiction, bro.
Mm, mm, mm.
This addiction has caused me to run late yesterday, and it's caused me to be a little late today, left.
Mm, mm,
I need deliverance, man.
mm, mm, mm.
It's bad because I almost didn't even want to do the show today.
Mm.
I almost called you and said, "Man, can we push it back today?"
It's a pretty
I
strong.
really did.
It's a pretty strong addiction.
Man, let me tell you something, boy. YouTube, subscribe, hit the like button. Apple Podcast, Spotify. Man, audio edibles every day. Home of the misguided passion. We spin it different. My addiction is PGA 2K23, love.
It's really a fun game. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Left, I just hit the international version of my tour in my career.
Oh, so you out there? You trying to climb the ranks?
Left, I had to go to a sudden death playoff in the Scottish Open.
Ooh,
It's
they've gone.
some it's something about links golf. It's just something about links golf, bro. The game is so lifelike, bro.
Oh,
It's
it
like,
was unreal for you at it for
man, like I love thinking. You know what I'm saying? So the undulation and playing links. That's why I love playing Harborside on the south side of Chicago, which is a link style course. And it's right down the street from my dad's church in the city. It's nestled in the south side of Chicago. Beautiful practice facility left. 10 minutes, 5 minutes I can drive, 10 minutes I can walk with my bag, but I would never do that. I'm sorry, LL Nation, the last 2 days we started late because I just can't simply get off the stick. On my PS5, I just can't get off the stick, left. I can't. I'm like, yo, I have to apologize. This doesn't make any sense at this age to be addicted to a video game like this, bro.
Mm.
So I lose the playoff. I paused the playoff to do the show last night, left. I finished the 18th. We did last night's show. I finished the show. I go to the playoff and I lose
Mm. That's tough.
on the third hole. I missed my birdie putt. He made it.
Mm.
Now I'm heated. Now I'm mad at the podcast. And I'm like, I was in a groove. If I just played through for about 5 more minutes, I would have won the Scottish Open.
It
And
was
went
tough.
on to
It
the
was
British.
tough, huh?
Man, I was heated. I was heated, left. I was blaming LL Nation. I was blaming the podcast. Man. But it is an absolutely amazing. Look, I know most people might not get into games like that, but if
I
you
feel like
are
I
a
felt
true
that. I
if
feel
you
like
are
I
a true
felt that.
golfer, if it's just like football players in Madden, right? When you've played the game and the nuances of it, you guys fall in love with it. Man, look, the nuances of this game, and I have a natural fade to my shot. I'm a lefty, so I hit a natural fade with my shots.
Mm.
But the ability to shape shots into the green. I play with the fade. I play with the draw, depending on the wind, holding it against the wind, using the wind on certain hole. Left, let me tell you something, man.
Like you get into it. You get into
Man,
it.
Boy, see, the links courses are so true. See, you get to these customized courses over here, you know, they give you false fronts and all this stuff. And links courses are just the terrain is what it is, bro. This is the terrain. It's a bunch of humps, bumps in the fairway, pothole right here, pot bunker right here. Man, fairway is about 75 yards. I'm saying you better get over the front part of it, because if you're putting from the other side,
no
it's
chance.
a problem. It's a problem, man. Let me tell you something, man. It got me, man. It got me. And I love talking Notre Dame. I'm hitting you up the night before, sending you stuff for topics. Man, you ain't hear from me this morning, did you? I ain't hit you like, yo, what do you think? Nothing. Locked in. British Open. So, I had to stop at the 10th hole to do the show today. Yeah, bro. It's just like, man, just one more.
That's when you in stride right there.
Man, I'm like, man, just one more hole. Just one more hole. Just one more hole. And they got to the 10th. I said, all right, we got to do a show. So I apologize.
We'll finish it later.
As soon as we're done.
Yeah.
Y'all pray that because I could finish the show and be like, all right, let me finish this and then I'll podcast the show. And I'll end up starting a whole new tournament. I already know myself. Man, great show last night. If you have any questions, because it's crazy. We literally did last night's show to give clarity.
That's true.
I don't know how more clear we could have been last night. I don't know. I don't know. We still got questions. So, look, dare I say, if you have a question, man, post it in the chat. That's it. As far as that goes, we have 225 recruits, big time recruits we're going to talk about. But we want to talk about storylines going into the camp. Camp starts July the 25th. Man, we're inside a month away left.
Inside a month away.
I'm going to give you the number one storyline, and this is going to make Lev jump for joy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a quarterback competition going into camp at Notre Dame. That's the biggest story. Nothing trumps that. That is the biggest storyline for Notre Dame going into fall camp. There is no quarterback competition. Left, take it away. Just go, take it away. Because you've been harping on this since the spring. Take it away.
You know who your commander in chief is going in, and the in-sync process is so much more successful, and you feel more the movie-like type of teams that start building around each other when you got your quarterback in a foundational space where he can really grow his roots. And for a guy that's been doing it as long as he's been doing it, it's a good chance that, that can be infectious for those young guys to get that experience as well and learning how to do certain things on plays, this, that, and the third. For the O-line is great because now the O-line can get on time and with cadence. They can get on time and feel with how Sam is in the pocket. They can work succinctly and not having two different mindsets to be run or pass oriented or hold on to the block a little longer because the guys is a little bit more mobile. I think they can lock in and really you'll see an offense that looks a lot more polished than the defense probably this year. And I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of that is because you're getting those reps. The one thing that you win with uh, at a certain point in the season, because teams know what you're doing, is reps. We're going to beat you running right because we've just repped it more. And having a quarterback that has as much experience, taking all the reps at the one in a position where he can really do the things that made him good at Wake Forest, it's just going to prove a more all around experience where you're going to see the offense flourish in a great sense because now you're going to see young guys, experienced guys, running game, passing game, equally a threat, and that's something that we haven't had on offense in a long time.
Yeah. I mean, you have long for a long time have talked about the impact of knowing who the guy is in the off season for a football team. And whether we believe indirectly they knew who the guy was the whole time, publicly there was a quarterback battle in the spring, right? And you were laughing at all the love that was being shared between the quarterbacks and oh, Sam is this, and oh, Tyler is this. But now we get to the point where the team now, moving forward, gets the opportunity to take on the identity of Sam Hartman. And I, for one, am very interested in seeing the fruit of Sam Hartman
That's
on
right.
this team and on this roster. Individually, you could talk about the wide receiver core. Hey, he'll have impact on the offensive line in some way, form, or fashion with cadence, leadership, all of that, right? His ability to get out of plays has an impact on the running backs and the rest of the offense. There's so much. We talk about the nuance and intricacies of that quarterback position for Notre Dame not to be going through fall camp with multiple voices and one voice moving forward. It seems like it's been a long time. It's been since Ian Book, I guess,
Yeah.
honestly. Even with Jack Cohn, people were talking about Tyler Buckner, in his freshman year. You were saying Tyler Buckner needs to play his freshman year when Jack Cohn transferred in. So it's going to be very interesting. But that is the number one storyline going into fall camp. There is no quarterback competition. The number two storyline going into fall camp. Who the hell is Jared Parker? Hey, that's I almost put that number one left. Almost. But the number two storyline is who the hell is Jared Parker? We know who he is. We know he's the offensive. Who is he going to be? Who is he going to be as a play caller? Who is he going to be as a developer of the offense? No one knows.
No
No
one knows.
one nationally knows. No one knows. That's on the beat. No one knows. He comes from a lot of different offenses, has a lot of experiences. So he's going to put his own Jared Parker gumbo together in South Bend, and we'll see what the outcome will be. But that's the
We'll see.
second biggest storyline going to fall camp. Who the hell is Jared Parker?
What's the identity?
Mm,
Talk about it. What's the identity? I think, for Jared Parker, he has a lot of ample resources to where defining that identity through summer camp and
hmm
being allowed to know what gets Sam at his best,
hmm
especially if that's the direction we're headed. You were excited about what we're doing in the receiver room with Chancey Stuckey, not only in recruiting, but to be able to uh, install that into an offense with a quarterback that wants to push the ball down the field. Let's not neglect the job that Dina McCullum is doing with that great running back room. Finding ways to incorporate is going to be important for us. And I do think Jared Parker, as great as the opportunity is, it's 100% a challenge because you can only play with one football on the field. Guys got to get their carries. Guys got to get their catches. Sam's got to get his yards. You gonna tell Sam you're gonna have a 2,800 yards this year at Notre Dame? Sam like, look, I got to hit 35, 4, 35,
Mm-hmm.
4,000. That means it's gonna have to be a lot of attempts because you know he ain't just slinging it all over the yard. He can sling it, but he ain't slinging it all over the yard. So I do think with that having to be a huge thing, um, him being able to be a chef in the kitchen. Can he make a souffle? You got the real cocoa chocolate. You got the mousse stuff. You got your milk and your eggs that are organic and fresh from the cow. Can you make it taste good? Can you put it together? And Marcus Freeman's gonna be checking over that shoulder now because he really did you a favor. He didn't even have you on the short list like that. You just happen to, find yourself in a great position, which is fine. But Marcus Freeman is kind of wondering too. He knows you've been down the hallway, but he didn't see you in this light. So, I think they're conjoined on at the hip on what this needs to be, and also what could it be. So I think um, that's a tough job to have, but it's also great for a guy that can handle it.
I agree. And Jared Parker talked about that offensive evolution with the media back in April.
And good for us. It was awesome to be able to start day one. I think I said this before spring, to be able to know that we could line up, snap the football, and operate with all the things pre-snap before even worrying about trying to execute. There's a lot that goes into just being able to have the ability to get the ball snapped. And so that was a great start. The evolution has been, what are we going to cut? What are we going to rename? How are we going to play with different tempos and certain things that allow us to operate maybe differently? And then add what our wrinkles are. So we've been proud to add some things that we think are going to improve us and make Notre Dame better. And then still stand on who we are, which is to be a tough physical football team up front. So we've hopefully done those things.
Then you touched a little bit on the 3 freshman early enrollee receivers. I realize how early it is still right now, but are you seeing any inklings that maybe 1 or 2 of those guys could be a contributor in the fall?
Yeah, maybe's fair. It's no need to put pressure on those guys. They'll put enough on themselves, and this place does that because of expectations. They're right where they need to be. All of them show great promise. They're eager, and they're figuring it out. And that takes a little bit of the bumpy road that Coach Free talks about, but the guys are here, they're eager, and they all 3 show great promise moving forward.
So there you go. Offensive evolution. Hey, he said we got to jump on everybody because we knew how to line up. So there is a baseline that shows he stuck with what was already there and let that be the foundation. And now, as we go throughout the spring and the fall, it seems like he's going to add his own little bits and pieces to what was already laid as the foundation from what Tommy Reese had left behind.
Yeah, he's trying to finish the wall and finish putting up the rest of what was already there. But to me, that's an identity issue because it's not really your origin installation. You finish in the house instead of starting from scratch. So for him, that worries me a little because Tommy's not there anymore. And football changes every day. And the evolution of it and how things are ran and disguised and game plan. So that's that's a live thing. That's a live update. That's not a yearly thing. That's a every week. Something about football changes. So that's going to outpace. And how long can that last? Running somebody else's stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, you adding your tweaks, but at the end of the day, it's not yours. It's not your signature. Did you even have a signature offense, or were you just, glad to be on the team, doing your job as you know, a role on the team? So I do think it's important that he finds a way to, yeah, still do Tommy thing or whatever, implement a little bit more, but start crossing over into who Jared Parker as an offense. What if Marcus Freeman leaves or fires you or something or whatever? You go somewhere else. You gonna say you got Tommy's offense there? Like this is a stepping stone university as well. So you're gonna probably get a great opportunity after this
Mhm.
in a short time. And you're gonna take those interviews and they're gonna be like, so what do you run? A little bit of Tommy stuff with my little ad. I'm like, what do you do with that? So if that can work for us this year, then that can work. I think for Sam Hartman, though,
Let me ask you a question. With the departure of Tyler, does that give him an opportunity to feel like he doesn't have to stick to what was there to help Tyler? And he can go more to something else because Sam is not actually married to what was previously there, like Tyler Buckner might have been.
well, Tyler mentioned in the spring how they was cutting down a lot of the stuff anyway.
Mm,
And I think a lot of that was for Sam, not necessarily for Tyler.
mm.
And I think, with Tyler, yeah, you may have some things from Tommy, but Tommy didn't use Tyler that much. Tommy didn't. And so it goes again. It's like, okay, the other thing, if you're using Tommy's offense, Tyler was your liaison to help Sam. Now Tyler's gone. So are you going to fill that gap with more Tommy or whatever your spinoffs are? Or is that the gap you fill with, okay, Sam, let's run that slow mesh stuff you run. Let's put some of that, add that into our terminology. Because right now, you don't have
How difficult is that as an OC? Because you have experience as an OC. How difficult is to add one package of slow mesh, which is something Notre Dame has never done? How difficult would that be for, which is going to lead to our next storyline for Joe Rudolph to go ahead and say, okay, we're going to do this in certain spots, and if we're doing this, this is the baseline for that. That might be a little different from what we normally do.
it honestly comes from reps and however many reps you can fit in a week when you're trying to introduce something and hope the kids study when they go home. Probably not. But the more times you try to rep it in a week, especially if it's new and specific to the game of the week, in high school is more hit or miss. But in college and Notre Dame, those guys should be prepared for it. And I think that's as a player at Notre Dame, you have to be prepared for all types of changes and evolutions and this, that, and the third because of the schedule. You're traveling, you're doing this and that. School's actually hard for real. So you have a lot of different things that you have to have time management for, and compartmentalizing that and learning the packages is something that is going to help us if we can do that. But for a guy like Sam to be the coach on the field, he can also manage those guys and more calm the sea of anxiety when they got new things they're doing because he's been doing it for so long. So you can be like, no, you just do this, do this, do this, which is the advancement of having a mature quarterback. So Jared Parker doesn't have to be perfect because Sam's going to make him perfect. Now, after Sam, it's going to be interesting because you got to grow them babies. When them babies got to be ready to go. That's another opportunity where you got to put in your own.
That's the benefit of Geno right now, though.
Yeah,
For Jared Parker, that's the benefit of having Geno.
I'm talking to him like, look, let's get the stuff going, the stuff I like. Let's start implementing that. Like I'm on varsity, I'm doing my playbook, but I got the freshman playbook I made. It's a little different, but it's my own stuff for them, and I think that's what you need to start doing if you want to transition the team away from this Tommy underlay. Just because he's not here, who cares? But we run into Tommy stuff. If I was Marcus Freeman, like, why would we do that? Obviously, you want to hold on to what we got because of what, really? That's my thing, because you got to install your stuff. I had a very similar situation last year where I had a previous offensive coordinator. He had his stuff in there, left in the middle of the season. I had to pick up, and we ended up going to the CIF. But I'm putting my stuff in intertwined the whole time to where we're using some of your words and this and that, but we're running my stuff within your stuff. And if that's the case, then I understand that. But you got a fresh year with spring, summer, you got these mini camps, this and that. You need to be putting in Jared Parker's signature because that's important for an identity. The way, like you said last time, Michigan, the way they present the things they present, it's like, okay, I know specifically how my value can add here, make the team grow. I got a vision of it. Me and the team grow together. Marcus Freeman is trying to implement that in a program where it's a lot of ambiguity. They even tell you 4 for 40. You like, damn, that's a mind bender. Is it, do I have to wait? Is it, do I have it now? Is it, what is it? So the ambiguity in having too much, sometimes you can have too much information, too much stuff, too many shoes. You see Joe Hayden's shoe closet, he got every shoe imaginable. I wouldn't know what to wear, what to wear the next day. That's why they got uniform. Man, it's so different that you get when those, I had uniform in high school compared to like public school where you can wear whatever.
Oh, word? You had the khaki scroll with the tie?
Not the tie, but it was just a polo with the khakis. It was smooth. It was just, I ain't stressed about it, but but thinking about it as an adult, I'm like, I got to wear something different every day. It's just a whole different dynamic where
I love the challenge of rocking something different every day.
Yeah, but
man,
but you got that from going to school.
Yeah.
You couldn't go crazy. But when I went to high school, I had uniform, so it was just like, oh shit.
That's why I lack respect for this generation because they just give no thought to what they're gonna wear to school. They literally, man, t-shirt, slides, Crocs. That's it. They nothing fashionable, nothing. It is what it is.
It is
sweatpants, and that's boys and girls.
Oh yeah,
and whatever out of respect, whatever pronoun you want to participate. But yeah, nothing.
And that's real sad, man. Because high school used to be, it's crazy out there. But uniform, I think, is very helpful.
Yeah,
you stay focused.
Yeah. Irish Burnian says after the first. See, I wasn't that dude because you go school shopping.
You like that was them, not me.
Dude, you go school shopping and you start, right? Nah, dude. I still have stuff because it's hot at the beginning of the school year.
Right.
I can still bring in my summer stuff, dude. I wait for the fall to really start dropping the fits at certain times. And you have to know how to do it, man. As my man John Witherspoon said on Boomerang, you gotta learn how to coordinate. You gotta coordinate. Not just the outfit, but the time you rock, the day you rock. You know what I'm saying? You don't rock your best outfit on a Wednesday. You need to come out the weekend popping on a Monday when everybody else is probably like, man, we gotta go back to school. That's when you stand out. You come out popping. You don't rock your best outfit on a Friday when everybody's going to the football game. Everybody's getting geared up to go to football. No, you don't do that. You rock it the day before on a Thursday.
It's game.
It's game. You gotta know what you're doing. Especially. And then, if you're an athlete, you got a cheat sheet, right? Because you always have school apparel to rock. That's fresh. That's nothing fresher than your Letterman jacket. Nothing fresher than your football hoodie. Nothing. You got an advantage.
Yeah. Now it's about the shoes.
That's it.
Shoes, right?
That's it. You can rock team issued apparel 2 days and look fresh to death.
Everybody rock with the team.
Absolutely.
How you not rock with the team?
Absolutely. Football squad is rocking the jersey all day Friday, any day before the game.
3 of the 5 days, you Gucci.
That's it.
And then basketball season roll around, same thing.
Facts. Lucky Lefty Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate you. Before we switch over to the remaining, or we get to the remaining storylines, let's get to some of these comments. Antoine Gates had almost bought that. Speaking of the PJ 2K23, he got FIFA instead and played it once.
Bad choice.
I got Lucas Chapman says you need to play Warren Golf Course in Notre Dame. You'll love it, Shaun. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Now let's see, David Lowe. I lost faith yesterday that I would ever see a national championship in my lifetime. Another 12th to 15th ranked class, and Freeman was supposed to be this elite recruiter. First of all, Marcus Freeman was an elite recruiter on Brian Kelly's staff. He literally upgraded the linebacker position in his first year recruiting because under Brian Kelly, it had gotten kind of bad. You don't want to talk about the wide receiver position under Brian Kelly. Real bad. This year's class is probably the best offensive class since 2009. Defensive class leaves something to be desired. But as we said yesterday, he's kind of solo right now defensively.
That's right.
And Brian Kelly was lazy. There's one of his players right there. Was Brian Kelly lazy as a recruiter, Love?
It was more like, okay, in fairness, he probably saw himself in the same light as how Saban does.
But he's not.
But he's not. But it's that type of, meet the boss in the office type deal. You walking there by yourself, act like it's big,
Did Brian Kelly actively recruit 5 stars?
No.
Top players. Okay, that's it. Was Brian Kelly on the golf course when top recruits showed up to campus?
That has happened.
Okay. Absolutely. Both things can be true. What we're not about to do.
He's not fair. He's not Marcus Freeman where he's leading no recruiting. He's not sitting in no Ferrari with Richard Young on campus riding around.
Facts.
That's not Coach Kelly. Facts. So yeah, if you call that lazy, then absolutely.
All I'm saying is both things can be true. We're not about to try in his second year to be mad with what's going on and allow that to alleviate what was true about Brian Kelly.
Okay, well, hold on now. Well, he got better when he went to LSU, try to do the dancing thing, and he tried to pull a Walker Howard, and he got some guy. He got Jaden Daniels.
So basically, what you're saying, he was being phony.
It was better than Notre Dame's effort. So yes, if that's he faked it till he made it. That's okay. He faked it till he made it. Exactly. He didn't do that at Notre Dame. He didn't fake it till he made it at Notre Dame. But when he got that $100 million, he got an accent and he started doing a whole bunch of antics.
Yeah.
And I think $100 million will make a lot of us act like that.
Yeah. And it's funny because at the beginning of the game, David Lowe said he lost faith yesterday. Bruh, allow me to keep it 100 with you. There was only 1 year, maybe 2 seasons under Brian Kelly where you even thought Notre Dame had a whiff of a national championship. Let's be real. Brian Kelly didn't have if you're being disingenuous as a Notre Dame fan if you felt like Brian Kelly had you feeling like you was winning the national championship every year.
I didn't feel like we was going to win in 2018 when we were undefeated.
No, when they went to the playoffs, nobody thought they were gonna win it. You don't know that. You didn't think they were beating Clemson. You didn't think they were beating Alabama.
No.
Sorry.
Them 2 years is locked up for them two teams.
No. Maybe you felt good about the
That's like Georgia's
2012
last 2
team.
years. It was like Georgia's like no matter who made it the last 2 years, you wasn't beating Georgia. Come on.
Maybe you felt good about the 2012 team.
Yeah, until we found out why you don't feel good about playing Alabama.
Maybe.
We had a
And
chance
look,
early though. We had a chance.
2015, early on, maybe you felt
we would have won. Yeah, we would have won.
like, come on, man.
We would have won 15.
That's not acting like Brian Kelly instilled faith of winning championships like his entire tenure. Like, that's not what happened. Did he revive the program? Heck yeah. Especially early on. But as time went on, no. So you can be upset with where things are going, but don't sit up here and act like that elevates Brian Kelly, because Brian Kelly ain't got no national championships. He's just like every other coach that came before him. 0 national championships. Heck, Bob Davie went to a BCS bowl. Not Bob Davie. Was it Davie or Willingham that played Oregon State in the Fiesta? My point is, dude, every coach that's come to Notre Dame has had success at some point. Even when they got fired, either they started off successful and faded, or they were here and had up and down. It's Notre Dame, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to be successful. Can you maintain it? And that's what you tip your cap to Brian Kelly, his ability to maintain a semblance of success. But the national title hopes, Brian Kelly didn't elevate that. There was no vibe with Notre Dame fans like, oh yeah, we definitely going to the chip. No. Mr. 2.0, here's a question. Will Indy want to go into the portal for a quarterback next year to give CJ a year before taking over? Or will they be willing to give the job to Minchie or Angeli and maybe clog it for CJ?
Let me see again.
There you go.
I don't think. I think Minchie's gonna have a shot, just like everybody has that window.
You're trying to be nice with your words right now because I know where you want to go. So go ahead.
It should be real interesting. I don't think we should go to the portal. I think we have solved the natural. We have reset the natural order of the quarterback room, where we can do it right if we just let it progress how it's going to progress. After Sam leaves, it's reset. We got everything in line now. Now we can go get us a stud in the 25, maybe 2 guys, and then get a stud in 27. But right now, it's going to be very important for Geno.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sam's kind of like, he is what he is. How much is like an old dog? More like your coaching assistant, your buddy. You're more like, all right, man, just lead the group in drills. He even may run a meeting. I mean, that's what I would like Sam to be doing. If he's gonna be that old in the room, run the meeting sometime. Coach G running late, or you on the recruit, run the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So for Geno though, I'm trying to see the young lions and who's gonna pop out of there. I'm gonna be on Angeli, because he's the oldest. but I'm also be pushing Angeli too. You know, I need to find out what I got with it. And I think it's good for Angeli to have a fresh set of eyes with a Gino and a Jared Parker and, you know, get that Tommy out of there and really kind of see what he can be on almost a restart. He hadn't had too many reps in there to feel like he's been there that long. So I think you have a chance to see the value of where Gino Gaduli is a great hire as a QB coach and how that intertwines the next year. This year is kind of like it's set up to run on its own. Just some tweaking here, boom, boom. Sam can kind of drive us where we want to go. And I think that's only because we don't have a competition, and we shouldn't. You know,
Yeah.
let Sam drive the thing, drive the boat. We be on there helping out. But next year, yeah, that's where we're gonna see the development. That's where we're gonna see the franchise, the first rounder, the Heisman guy. Out of that camp, something's got to come from it because the room is primed. Its natural order is set right the right way. We haven't thrown no monkey wrench, no terrible pick. We've been doing the right steps, so I think we're in the right place right now to develop the roster.
We're going to have Bruce Feldman on the show either tomorrow or Friday. He just dropped a great article in The Athletic talking about CJ Carr and how impressive he was and how he might be the best pure passer to come through Notre Dame since Clausen at the quarterback position. So I can't wait to hear his thoughts and him to break down. He spent every day at the Elite 11, talk to the young man. Great article in The Athletic. You can go check it out right now. He's going to join us Thursday or Friday, depending on his schedule, at around 11:35. So we're going to dig into that. I say that to say, let me tell you something. Left decided not to say it. I'll say it. Kenny Minchie ain't no punk. I'm not even talking about skills. Kenny Minchie ain't scared of this cat. Kenny Minchie has a Malik Zaire attitude about himself. I'm coming for everybody. Ev is the dude, I'm coming for him. So CJ Carr can come in. And if he's that dude, he's that dude. But man, Kenny Minchie is not like Kenny Minchie's gonna take up some space in that quarterback room. You can believe that. And he has the benefit of being one of the first recruits to actually have a quarterback coach as a freshman from the spring through the fall through the season. Steve Angeli didn't have that. So confidence is not a problem with Kenny Minchie. When CJ steps on campus, Kenny's going to look him in his eye and say, I'm better than you. Now, how it plays out is how it plays out. But see, the good thing about that is CJ's going to have to earn it. I think you're on mute, bro.
Yes, as opposed Tommy just giving it to him. He 100% has to almost clean slate it. Went on a fair draw.
Yeah.
Kenny Minchie's gonna let it be known in the room. I'm here too.
Yeah.
You know, that room needs to be uncomfortable at the same time. And
Yeah.
Gino being kind of that, not a hippie, but you know, easy, what could appear to be an easygoing dude. He's gotta cultivate that. He's got to mastermind that room. See how they can get the best out of those guys because it's the right type of competitiveness in the room with different talent, different value.
Yeah.
What's the it factor? What's the it factor of the identity going to be in the room?
Yeah.
And that's going to be important for Gino. Because just as important as it is for Marcus Freeman to know what he wants team-wise, the quarterback has to have an identity as well. Look at Lincoln Riley. He got an identity in that quarterback room. Heisman's only. It's a hell of a room.
Hey, man.
If you jumping in this room, it's Heisman's only. I'm only taking Heisman dudes. And the dudes that are not Heisman-like leave. Jackson Dart, out of there. All the dudes at Oklahoma before Spencer Rattler, out of there. So, I mean, come on, that Oklahoma room, come on, you following. Whew. Baker, Kyler, Jalen, Spencer, Caleb. So if you go to Malachi Nelson, so if you sign up over there, you know what you're getting. What are you getting when you sign up to Notre Dame's room? Ambiguity. Ambiguity. That's what you get in the Notre Dame room. You just don't get a full perspective of what you're getting. Because what are you getting? You get a Malik Zaire in there. You get a Deshaun. You get an Ev. Then you throw a Tommy in there. And you throw a Hendricks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you throw a Brandon. Then you throw an Ian. Then you throw a Brendan Clark. Then you throw it. It's like it's just like, what is it? What's the most that if you squeeze the room out, what falls out? 1 second round pick. And a 4th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
With a whole bunch of lot left to be desired, honestly. That's terrible. If you're a quarterback recruit, you're like, man, they go out there and die. They still talk about Brady Quinn. That was back in when I was born. You know, after kids is born in the 2010s, you know.
Right.
So they like
right. It's time for a current quarterback combo. Yeah.
They like Brady Quinn playing
Yeah.
Notre Dame. All I see is him talking on TV about nothing, you know.
Yeah. Facts.
So I'm not going there. I'm about to go with a hot Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams. You know,
that's something. You know what? That's something we'll get into our conversation with Bruce Feldman when he joins us. He was on the Move the Sticks podcast, and they were talking about the head coaching draft that they would take. They all fell in love with the quarterbacks, man. The guys that can teach quarterback play. And from a recruiting standpoint, maybe we'll do this, man. We'll have B. Driscoll on and just have a round table. I'm interested in which coaching style works best to win championships. Because see, you got all these guys that can coach quarterbacks, get Heismans, and it's still Kirby and Nick at the top. It's still the 2 defensive dudes at the top.
Jimbo got him one, though.
Jimbo
with Jameis. Them couple years. Jimbo's a quarterback guru. Okay, whatever.
All right. If you want to give, and I guess Urban was a quarterback dude.
Hell yeah.
But Urban started off really. I mean, Urban did everything. See, Urban special teams. Urban did everything.
Yeah, he did.
So to me, he's more along the lines of a John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Than a Jim Harbaugh, because he did everything on the football, and that's the type of coach he is. So I wouldn't just paint him as like a Ryan Day type, that just quarterback offense. Lincoln Riley,
like a Matt Rule to me.
Yeah.
Ryan Day and Matt Rule, they own little category.
Yeah.
You can throw. I tie Matt Rule, him, and Luke Fickle all together. And they own little. I would throw Dabo in the Kirby and Saban ring. Maybe he on the bottom of the bunk bed, but he there. He in the room.
That's a good point. That's also a pitch, though. People still talk about Quinn and Clausen because of the brand. I don't hear people talking about Carson Palmer, and he won a Heisman. Yeah, but they talk about Matt Leinart. I can tell you that. Still to this day.
Yeah.
That dude's a king. A king. I think Carson Palmer was highly underrated at the time.
Stepped out of the spotlight.
Well,
too.
Carson Palmer is really the quarterback that really was the one that resurrected and got things going. He was the quarterback that really got USC going.
Well, Pete Marinovich.
No, bro. What?
That was at the same time, or right before.
Bro, you know Pete Marinovich. That's like back in the 90s.
Yeah, Carson Palmer was 2000 what? 7, 5,
2003.
3. So late 90s, right? I'm thinking late 90s.
No, Marinovich was like he played it against Notre Dame in like 93.
Oh, okay. I thought it was late. I'm sorry.
And he flopped. Wasn't Pete? I mean,
he had that buzz on USC.
He had the buzz, but he didn't do anything. Nah. Most people, Roger Dodgers, and most people think Marinovich is a flop. From what I know. From what I know. I remember, yeah. Marinovich walked. Man, he actually played as a true freshman, a really good game on the road against Notre Dame. Ended up losing the game. But after that, I'm interested in that conversation though, bro, because we can fall in love with all these quarterback coaches, and the two dudes that are running college football are defensive coaches. So what style works best? That's for another show though. Storyline number 3, offensively. The ghost of Harry Heaston. Oh, it's there. It was there when he left the first time to join the Chicago Bears. And it's going to be there for Joe Rudolph, especially with the 2 tackles he has. There is no honeymoon phase. I'm sorry, Joe Rudolph. There is, no room to wiggle. Nothing. You can't blame the quarterback. Can't blame the running backs are stacked. Wide receivers are better. The O-line better make room. O-line better be like Ludacris. Move. Get out the way. For real. The ghost of Harry Easton going into fall camp and seeing how this offensive line moves forward. How do you think it plays out, Lev?
Harry Easton I don't think he's a replaceable guy right now. I think he's solidified himself with the greats. We can only hope to reimagine a position where it's different, but yet it's still effective. And I think Joe Rudolph has the experience as well as the recruitment acumen to keep that boat afloat and still produce maybe not the Hall of Famers that we got, but guys that are very serviceable and draftable in the high rounds, like at his time in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Marcus Freeman like those Big Ten guys. Yeah.
You said what?
He likes the Big Ten guys for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I am going to, because I have one more left.
What we got?
One more storyline, because we're doing offense today. We'll do the defensive storylines tomorrow. We have to have a storyline about the wide receiver core. Have to. Because the hashtag cannot be freaking Charlie Jones this year. We cannot get to the end of this season and Charlie Jones or one receiver in the Big Ten has a season worth of stats equal to the entire wide receiver core at Notre Dame.
It won't happen this year. It definitely won't happen this year, only because we got
that was embarrassing. And I know the quarterback play, I understand. But that just was not a good look, bro.
it's just unfortunate that at the time we didn't know what to do with what we had. I think that's what it was.
And you know what? We have to, right? It's only right. It's only right that a month out, we have to play it, right, Left? We got to.
Well, this is the fastest I've ever felt. So I'm always going to feel the most confident in my speed. More than anything, I feel most confident in kind of my release packages more so now than the past. I want press that plays to my advantage, and being able to be technical at the line, and then being able to use my speed. It's a huge advantage to myself. It's not something that I've had in my arsenal as much in the past, whether it be my legs or my arms, whatever the issue is, or whether it be just lack of overall technique. But now, so I feel that playing at the line of scrimmage with the DB plays to my advantage, because if I beat him at the line, I feel very few, if any, can run with me.
The release packages will be on full display this year, Left.
Yeah.
Full display, my brother.
No kids are getting on YouTube this year.
Hey, that's an all-time Lucky Lefty clip right there. We will play it forever. The release packages, baby. Iron Burnt In says it's a big year for Coach Stuck. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's time to put his foot forward. Bring some of that T. Higgins and John Ross. T. Higgins and the other one.
Yeah.
Bring some of that. Justin Ross. Yeah, Justin Ross.
Yeah.
Bring some of that.
Yeah.
Bring some of that energy over here. Because I think we definitely got some talent. I definitely see you working with had the little viral clip on Twitter. I don't know if that's gonna help too much. but hey, that just tells you he's on the spotlight. They looking now. They wasn't looking last year. That's why you had our famous guy, our famous clip.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody was caring too much.
No.
That was a Dale Alexander room until you got there.
Yeah.
And we know what he thought about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had them kids going to the library, calling their Pop Warner coach, asking their older brother how to run routes. So now we turn the focus here because we got Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman got to throw to somebody, and I don't want to see it be Salerno for recruiting purposes only. I ain't saying he's bad, but I don't want to see him scoring no game-winning touchdowns. I don't want to see him in no imprint in the season of making no big plays, because I want the recruited guys that are young to be in those positions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to be able to go get a Tobias jersey. Get a 5-star dude. I don't want to get no Rudy jersey in there talking about who is number, some odd number. Who's number 36 at receiver? Like, what do you mean? Give me that Devontae Smith jersey at Notre Dame. Fan favorite. Because that's what Sam Hartman is going to bring to that room. Somebody going to have to catch the dang ball. Somebody going to have to get some yards after the catch, because he ain't throwing it 50, 60 yards down the field. And them tight ends, they're going to be serviceable, but in a different way. We might bust out 3 wide. What are they going to do with that? Defense is going to have to look at us differently. Third down, they used to take a nap. Oh, just load the box and then, play man, we'll be all right. Now they're like, man, we might have to disguise something for Sam. Send a blitz. Open up some stuff. It's going to be interesting.
Hey. Oh, boy. Lucky Lefty podcast, bro. Those are our offensive storylines we gave you. July 25th is when the Fighting Irish began fall camp. And we gave you 4 great storylines. You guys discuss in the chat. LL question of the day. If you were offered $100,000, to repeat 90% of a movie, which movie would you pick?
One of the Rush Hours. Well, wait.
I just recently learned that you are a big Rush Hour fan.
Yeah, you know.
I saw the clip you posted, and that is, let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you 3 scenes. First of all, the Ricky Tan, the Chris Tucker smashing his computer. Come on, Ricky Tan. That scene, that takes me out. I can watch that on loop. Ricky Tan. I don't think you understand. I didn't told you. That scene right there, number one. The scene on the roof with that spine of Roslyn Sanchez.
Oh, hilarious.
And he's like, oh yeah, Jackie Chan goes through this whole thing. And then when they finally get to Vegas, and before they go to the casino, they go to get dressed up, and Jeremy Piven comes out.
Yeah.
That scene, classic. I'm with you. The Rush Hours, for me, it would be, I chose Harlem Nights.
Oh, really?
I could do Harlem Nights from beginning to end. No problem. None.
Then they can remake the movie, huh?
I got Heart Foundation said Boys in the Hood of Menace to Society. Tom DeGrand says the original House Party. John A1 says, remember the Titans. Goodfellas is a good one. I don't know if I can do 90% of it, but Goodfellas.
In there.
Yeah, Goodfellas, Top Gun. From an artistic standpoint, just because of one scene, I would love to be able to do, and that is Heat. The scene in the restaurant between Pacino and De Niro. Man, that classic cinema. When we come back, we get into some 25 recruits left. 25 recruits, answer more of your questions. And you guys are still putting in your comments, and we'll get into those as well. It's a Lucky Lefty podcast. You already know we spin it different. So we're back. You guys are chiming in on the question of the day. Keep those coming. We'll get to those. By the way, the reminder is Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube. Hit it up. Helps with the views. Subscribe. Let everybody know. Lucky Lefty podcast. We just passed 1 million. Greatly appreciate you guys climbing in subscriptions to 3,800 and getting up to 4,000 sometime before the end of the year is our goal. It's all because of you, LL Nation. We appreciate you guys. Lucky Lefty podcast. I'm still dealing with my addiction. You guys pray for me. It's PGA 2K23. Even as I do the show, it's on my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm one shot off the lead in the 10th hole.
Yeah, you got to hit
in
that resume
in the
button.
British Open, man. I'm trying to stay focused, Left. I'm trying to stay focused. But to all of our Chicago fans out there, I want to say happy Connor Bedard Day. You're darn right. In the midst of the Cubs stinking, the White Sox stinking, not knowing what the Bears are, and the Bulls definitely stinking, the Blackhawks have given us hope. Happy Connor Bedard Day as the NHL draft jumps off right about 6 o'clock today in Nashville in local time. Prayers to everyone out there in Chicago. Hope you're wearing your mask. We have the worst air in the entire country right now based upon the Canadian forest fires. It's bad, Left. It's bad.
Is it orange like New York?
It's not New York bad, but it's bad. Yeah. It's bad.
Canadians, man, what they got going on?
Yeah, it's bad, bro. It's really bad. And I think, they said Indy is worse than Chicago right now. Thank you, Isaac Myers. It just passed up Chicago. It's bad. I knew it was moved. The weather pattern was moving it east into Indiana. But yeah, bro. It's like you smell like you are in. I smelled yesterday. I smelled like I was on the inside of a Weber grill when I stepped outside.
Damn.
Like I was under the grill by the charcoal. That's how it felt. It was bad. It was bad. So everyone in the Chicagoland area, man, please stay safe. Please stay safe because, man, I had to pop my sister upside the head. You know how young people just don't watch the news, bro.
No.
She's like, oh, man, I was walking my dog at the park and I was wondering why I was having a problem breathing. I'm like, you goofy. What did you think? Oh, I just thought it was a little mist. I said, boy, hey, these TikTokers, boy.
You know, make them like they
He
used to.
said, man, I was like, watch the news. Watch the news. We got a good laugh in the family chat. Lucky Lefty podcast. So my addiction today, happy Carnival Day in Chicago, but also this left. Okay, because I have someone, in my opinion, that brings up a point that I want to agree with. There's a certain bowl game that I think deserves to be the main site for the national championship game.
Because the Rose Bowl takes itself more seriously than any other college football venue and any other college football committee that hosts any other college football game. That's why the Rose Bowl should have the national championship. If the folks who run the Rose Bowl were put in charge of displaying the tradition and pageantry that should be synonymous with our championship game, it would not feel corporatized. I guarantee you, if you let the Rose Bowl committee run the actual national championship festivities, that's how college football should feel. So I love the San Gabriels, and I love the Sunset, and I love all of the history of that stadium. I would love the way the presentation would feel because that committee out there gets it. That's why I didn't have a problem, still don't, with them digging in their heels and being such a menace in getting this new expanded playoff figured out. What's their crime? Standing for what they believe in? Refusing to just take a blowtorch to tradition for the sake of television networks? Like, I salute them. I used to curse them up and down because I was fooled into being a clapping seal that, did the bidding of the folks in suits worth more than my whole wardrobe. Then I all of a sudden had the fog lift from my eyes and I saw the light and I said, hold on a second. I'm sitting here claiming to love tradition. These folks are out here fighting for tradition. They're pretty much the only entity left standing in the way, and they haven't folded. I respect that about them. They get what this sport is about. Isn't it ironic, by the way, that this is a game that a lot of people in the South take as serious as anyone, and a lot of people in the Midwest, they take it as seriously as anyone, and you would look at folks on the West Coast, and you would claim, oh, Pac-12's soft, oh, they're not as serious about it. Their game, the Rose Bowl, takes it as seriously as anyone, and they actually stood up more, and I want you to hear me in the South, stood up more fervently against change for the sake of change in the wrong direction than a lot of Southern entities did. Now, what do you think about that? Not something I saw coming. So I would love, if we had it in a fixed location, I'd love for it to be the Rose Bowl. But I'd love for it to be the Rose Bowl because of the seriousness that the Rose Bowl committee places on college football as opposed to just appeasing several other masters. And really, if the audience likes it, okay. If they don't, whatever. It's not really their game. It is our game.
Let me tell you why. And see, I don't do all this political stuff. I care less about the business side. Rose Bowl is the best bowl backdrop, period. Period. If it was a stage, it would be Broadway of bowl games. That's what it is. It's the best backdrop to start a game and going into the late part of the game. It is what it is. It is very aesthetically pleasing to watch a Rose Bowl. That's number one. And that's the way the national championship should be. It should feel that way. Number two, the Rose Bowl has hosted the greatest national championship game ever. Texas USC. It was a great game that was aided by the backdrop because of the way the bowl is. Because of all the stars that were connected to the game, and those stars were able to be there because it was in LA. It makes sense. Like business is business. This is people. I don't get caught up in business. Why? It's capitalism, bro. It is what it is. In order to be successful, you have to take advantage of somebody.
Yeah.
So you're going to block somebody, you're going to do this to somebody, so what? That's business. That's the way it goes in America. Everybody's not going to be happy from a business side. Some do. Rose Bowl playing hardball business, that's their business, man. They're trying to save their business. And if they feel like that's the best way for them to save their business, who am I to tell them it's not? Who am I to be mad with the results from them doing what's best for them? But what I will tell you is that there's no other venue that trumps the Rose Bowl. From aesthetics to location, being pleasing on the TV, the drama it creates as the backdrop. What else do you want to say? No, there is nothing. I don't care how great the dome is. There is no game inside the dome that can match the Rose Bowl. None. None.
The Cardinal Stadium.
None.
I don't know.
Y'all caught up on a field.
The Cardinals.
Name me a dramatic. Show me what that stadium did for a game.
Glendale.
Show me how the backdrop of that stadium improved the TV value of that game. Prove it to me. I'm not talking about the game on the field. What made it different?
The Oklahoma Boise State game.
Are you kidding me? Arizona. Did you just say Oklahoma Boise State, bro? We're talking the national championship game, and you brought up Boise State, Oklahoma. I'm just saying
that's a memorable, iconic game.
Oh my God! It wasn't because of the stadium. The stadium didn't add to the lore. You're talking about you talking about Zabransky. You talking about the trick plays and Boise State. What are we talking about?
You didn't think the aesthetic though was nice?
Are you kidding me?
But it do everybody remember because
I forgot what left. I didn't even know the game was played there. I can name you 4 or 5 things that happened before I get to the stadium. We can talk about the last play, Zabransky. We can talk about Oklahoma choking the game away. We can talk about we can talk about the running back proposing. I'll talk about 5 storylines.
That's what I'm saying.
And what does the stadium have to do with that?
The stadium was man. I thought
you are really boy. You swung for that one,
and also
you reached for that one.
Also, the Mercedes Dome with Alabama, Georgia, where Tua threw that game-winning touchdown. That was a nice backdrop because it was all black. Remember that? It was all black. That was hard.
Left. There is no dome stadium that can match the pageantry and the aesthetics of the Rose Bowl at sunset. You can't do it. You can't. It is the Broadway of college football. It is. It just is. It is. So without getting into the business and all, man, I'm sure the Scoreboard and Mercedes, Jerry's World, all these other stadiums that have hosted, I'm sure fans enjoy themselves. Heck, I would love to go to the SEC championship game just to get Chick-fil-A 3 times during the game.
Yeah.
I would. And I don't always agree with Josh Payton, but darn if I don't agree with him right now. It is what it is. Just give credit to where credit is due. It's iconic.
Yeah,
it is iconic, bro. It's iconic.
It's a hard visit.
And my point is, and I'm not for the national championship game being played at the same site. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you're going to do it at one site, there will be no other site that I would put before the Rose Bowl. I just wouldn't. And I love being outside, bro. I like domes. But just Notre Dame Stadium is what it is because it's outside. The elements, it is what it is, man. Domes, it's like, all right. They're super nice. The Cardinal Stadium is super nice, right? That's why I prefer. If you gave me the choice of going to a football game, I'm talking about traveling. To go travel and see a football game, or to travel and see a baseball game, I'll take the baseball game every time. Every time. Outside environment, I just would. Because most of the time, you're going to put me in a dome. And I just don't want to be in a dome. I would prefer to be outside, nice weather. That's just me. It's not about football versus baseball. It's about me enjoying the experience. I can tell you right now, one of the best experiences in all of Major League Baseball is one of the worst teams when it comes to their ballpark. And that's the Pittsburgh Pirates. They stink, but their ballpark is amazing, Left.
The Padres ballpark's really nice too, though.
The Padres ballpark was nice when they stank. I've been to it when they were bad. That's my point.
Yes.
You don't need the team. You don't need the team to be good.
It's not.
To enjoy the ballpark. You don't. I'm a White Sox fan. Look, Jerry Reinsdorf has two of the best date night. You want a great date? Take a girl to guaranteed rate for baseball or the United Center for basketball. Great date environment. Great. Team stink, but man,
Don't matter. It's a nice
environment. Man, absolutely amazing. I'm telling you. And he doesn't care. That's why he just keeps selling out. United Center sells out every year.
Every year?
And dude, they like on something like a 23-year streak.
Damn.
Being in the top three.
Dude. So is it expensive or people just like people buy?
Oh, that's the thing about it. It's beautiful right now. You can get a 100 seat, 2 100 seats for you and your date, $100.
What?
Yeah. $100.
That don't even get you in the crypto arena.
120 taxes, right?
That's a nice thing.
You both gonna grab some drinks.
Yeah.
Share some nachos.
It's a good date, man.
That's a great date, bro.
Some 100 seats.
Yeah. Great conversation because you're not paying attention to the game because they suck.
Not when Zach Dean's playing.
They suck. Even with him playing, they suck. So it's great conversation, right? You might catch Justin Fields, DJ Moore, and the crew there, and Chase Claypool, because they always come through. I will say that. The Bears support the Bulls. It's a great date night, bro. And they have a low-key bar scene that is fantastic.
At the United Center.
They have bars throughout the upper level on the food courts, real low key over in the corner where y'all can just go sit.
Yeah.
High boys. Drink martinis and whatever. And just lounge. Go up there for halftime and like half the third quarter and just chill. If the game gets exciting in the fourth, go back to your seats.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, bro.
Real experience.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. The parking can be a problem if you don't get a parking pass with the tickets. Go ahead and pay the extra $20 for the parking pass with the tickets.
Go ahead and do it.
Get the lot right across the street. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Might have to try that idea, man. Sounds real nice.
Man, I'm telling you, boy, you come to Chicago during the fall, go to the UC. Now, the next night, the very next night, if the Blackhawks are in town, don't bring no date. Because it's a totally different. I mean, I take that back. Bring a date because they also have a great. Bro, when you walk in for the Blackhawks, it's literally kegs in the hallway. The environment, it's a frat house. If you go to a party at a frat house, more than likely, you're not bringing a date. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not.
Yes. It's a totally different vibe. But man, if you have not experienced the United Center for a Blackhawks game, I'm telling you to go check it out. And man, it will change your life, love. I totally respect how the Blackhawks do it. All right, left. A young man from Jesuit High School in Tampa, Florida, recently visited Notre Dame, and he could be next in the big time running backs to go ahead and be a part of Dylan McCullough's, safe to say, stable at this point. His name is Justin Thurman, left. He was clocked at a 4.31, 36-inch vertical, and runs the 110.6 left. So I'm very interested in seeing what you think about this young man, because he has Notre Dame in his top 3, according to reports. Great relationship with Dylan McCullough. And we introduced to some that have not seen him, Justin Thurman, out of Jesuit High School down in Tampa, Florida. Sophomore film left. Tell me what you think. Uh-oh, they start off with the steal. So he runs from the spread. They get him out of the I formation. You see that? That's different. Definitely fast. Haven't had to see him elude too many tacklers to this point. Special teams. Let's see what you got. Bring him into the backfield.
Okay. Sorry, I had to move the cars for the street cleaners. Isn't that crazy?
Man, I thought Maria was out there with the ice cream for a minute.
No, all right, those tickets be crazy. Those little street sweepers be like $30.
I understand. I parked on the street for one of my Airbnbs and almost got caught when I was in LA.
He looks like a wiry back. This guy right here, wiry back, can slip through holes, kind of like what Dexter Williams was, where he was kind of a tweak type of player on that running back side. Definitely an athlete, though.
Like I said, he runs a 4.31 time, and he plays both sides of the ball. You see him there rushing from the end.
Listen, we can't watch no film if you don't play both sides.
Man.
You know how Marcus Freeman do. He got to play everything, you know. Well, once again, where are you going to fit on the team? This is where identity is so important.
Yeah.
There's one thing to just recruit the best players because they got the best whatever. But what are we doing on offense? What are we selling to this kid? Because I don't believe we don't have anybody that's playing two ways right now. I don't believe we have anybody that we telling you're gonna be our number one.
Man, do you ever think this is a crazy question? Right now, I'm watching Shohei Otani. Man, this dude, man.
He just went crazy yesterday.
Oh, dude, I'm watching the game, and this dude is hitting. The second home run was basically one arm to the opposite field. just stayed back on the splitter and just took it to the opposite field, just one arm. And he threw 7 innings of like 1-run ball against the White Sox. It's crazy.
Like he's just going crazy.
It's crazy. I don't know if we'll ever see a two-way player like that in football, bro.
So he's better than Aaron Judge, you think?
Heck yeah. Right now? Oh, yeah.
Well, he got hurt right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nice. He don't play. First of all, Otani don't play right field. That's hard.
Aaron Judge plays a lot of center field. I mean, if we're just judging offensively, I wouldn't have a problem with somebody taking Aaron Judge, Ronald Acuna Jr., or Mookie Betts offensively.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I man, give me your reason. Okay. But we're just talking about a dude that's doing everything.
He's winning the games.
Man. And dude, I think if I'm not mistaken, all the players I named are like 2.5 WAR and higher defensively. So they have that value. So
that's hard to do though. Be on both sides of the ball, and
yes.
I don't, it's too much going on in football for that to even no. You have to just imagine if Debo played defense. It's just a whole different type of intensity you have to be effective on both sides. You have to have a Ray Lewis mentality with a Randy Moss grace on offense. Like just some ridiculous, or because it goes back to offense with no identity. You just got a bunch of fast dudes. Like, look at Chris Tyree. What is he really going to do for the team?
You know what, Chris Tyree,
not a pure receiver.
That's a subtopic of the wide receiver storyline because I'm very interested in this opportunity that Chris Tyree is getting at wide receiver. I think this is a golden opportunity for him.
I mean, it's just how does Jared Parker want it? We get this kid, we just watch. What are you telling him?
Yeah.
Where are you putting him? How does he fit into an offense like this? Because it's not going to be the same next year because Sam's not going to be there.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? We just getting a bunch of top players to do what? We're not necessarily, we can be a running team, but we got too much talent receiver to not be a running team. We got to be a balanced team. But even with that, a balanced team got stars, got the number ones.
Yeah.
LSU, when they was so sweet, they had Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Edwards, Clyde Hilaire. You just knew who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had other talent, other guys on the talent. Look at Ohio State. Ohio State managed it great. Even with all those guys on the roster, you still knew who the number one was. Marvin Harrison Jr. was there with Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. But he also understood the role. And they do it right at Ohio State. Okay, Cardinal Tate, you seeing with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Mbekwe or Mbukwe or whatever you say. Give it a year, you're going to be doing what they do. You're going to be right there. Terry McLaurin, Paris Camp. I mean, they got him. How do we translate that for our offense? What are you telling Isaiah Cannon and Cam Williams and Rico Flores and Bray? Where does Braylon see himself in his offense? It's ambiguous. Where does Jadarian Price see himself in his offense? Ambiguous. We're the tight ends because tight ends like, wow, we ain't got Michael Mayer, so our spotlight is gone. We tight end you, but shoot, we might not ever see the football. What are we doing? How are we rolling out to the first game? How would you prepare if we was going against Notre? You gonna say, oh, we gotta stop the pass game. You don't even know if they got receivers for real. Oh, I know they got a running game short. Okay, but we lost Logan Diggs. We moved some things around. We got some young guys, some guys that you never seen before. You know, you got Aldrich, but that's not he's not gonna kill you. What do you got? But you look over to Michigan, you know what they doing. Turning around, handing it off, JJ McCarthy, dropping back, play action, throwing it deep. That's it. That's it. What is Alabama going to do? That's the question. They're going to look crazy. What are they going to do? You got Tommy Reese in there. I don't know if you saw anything from his last previous school. I didn't know he was doing it in either. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. Time to grind chimes in. When did Aaron Judge start throwing 98 miles per hour? See, don't get caught. See, no, see now, this is why I said, dude, we're talking about playing both sides of the ball. So just because he does it as a pitcher doesn't take other people out of it. Just because he throws 98 doesn't eliminate other people. I literally Otani does it offensively every day. He does it defensively once every 5 days. That's the fact of the matter. Mookie Betts defensively wins games just about 2-3 times a week. It's on Sports Center. So, I mean, we don't keep it a buck. Mookie Betts impacts winning defensively 3 to 4 times a week defensively.
Just making plays.
And offensively.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he throws the ball 98 miles per hour. He's impacting the defensive side of the ball in his way. Aaron Judge, that's why I said the guys I named, they have 2.5 and above WAR defensively. They impact the defensive side of the ball. Aaron Judge is a very good. I just watched Aaron Judge go to the injury. He saved a game against the Dodgers and went to the IL the next day because he caught a ball in the gap and ran into the gate and smashed his knee against the Dodgers that saved 3 runs from scoring. He saved the game. That's why he's hurt. He literally saved the game in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
So, I don't, as much as I love Otani, I do understand that there are other people. It's not like, all these people that act like Otani's here and everybody else is down here. Stop playing. Stop. Now you're doing too much. Now you're doing too much. Yes, right now he is at the top of the heap. But there's some other players that on a daily basis are doing the same thing on both sides of the ball. The same thing. But the two, dude, if you can hit a home run and you can pitch, those are the two sexy things in baseball. Home runs and strikeouts. He just happens to be able to do both really well.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Like from a football standpoint, that's like, I mean, the Deion Sanders combination. That's the only combination I can see in the future that maybe someone can do it at an elite level on both sides. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because a running back linebacker is not that attractive.
Right.
Like if Saquon played defense,
mm-hmm.
he would have to be Micah.
Yeah.
And I don't think he could do that.
Yeah. And
well, quarterback that play both ways, that'll be tough. Hey, show me that. Show me a quarterback that can play quarterback and safety. Start and safety.
Time to grind. Do it. You keep trying to make this argument, bro. Stop disrespecting people. And it may stop. You're being disrespectful. Otani's the most important player on the field defensively once every 5 days. That's once a week. Mookie Betts is the most important defensive player every night, 162 games. Every time he takes the field, he's the most important defensive player. Every night. What are we talking about?
What are they talking about?
Otani gets rested before he pitches. Like, for him to do this, there are accommodations that are made. Because it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Being a little disrespectful, man. Just a little bit. It being just a little disrespectful, bro. Give me an everyday player. I'm not, man, if I'm starting a team, give me the everyday player that can impact winning every day. I don't want somebody that's going to do it every 5 days. Give me the best pitcher. Oh, I got to sit there the other 4 days and find a way to win. Because I took you over this dude that can do it both ways every day. Come on, man. That's why in the college draft, you'll see the top 5 will be like 3 to 4 batters and 2 pitchers. The bats are always going to win out, bro.
For real.
The bats are always, because they play every day.
Oh, they play every day, yeah.
They play every day. They play every day. I just watched, I forget the young man's name. Nice little second-year starter, Lefty. Throws hard, 95 for the Angels. Went toe-to-toe with Dylan Cease in game 1. Toe-to-toe. Dylan Cease. Toe-to-toe. Dylan Cease. Team can't score. So I don't care how dominant he is in a pitcher. He took the L. Matter of fact, he's pitched the month of June. He has like the 3rd best ERA. Doesn't have a win. Doesn't have a win. Why? They can't hit. Your everyday players suck. So it doesn't. The pitcher is the most important player on the field. Yes. Okay. So go get a bunch of pitchers with everyday players that stink and watch how many games you win.
That's the Angels, pretty much.
Thank you. That's the Angels for the last 10 years with Otani and Trout. Thank you, Left. Thank you. Tons of offense, no pitching. And what does it get them? Neither Otani or Mike Trout have been to the playoffs. Neither one. Neither one. So, yes, if you're giving me who I'm starting my team with, I'm taking the everyday player that can impact winning offensively and defensively. That's just me. That's just me.
So you taking a Tobias Harris.
It's like
Clay Thompson.
Let's bring it to football. If let's say recruiting was a draft and it wasn't recruiting. Let's just open it up. This will be fun. Notre Dame fans, please chime in. This will be fun. This will be fun. The most important position, without question, is quarterback, right? And someone can relate that to the pitcher on that day, right? How much pressure is on that quarterback if he doesn't have defense? See this, because look, Tom Brady has 7. 7? Left 7?
A lot.
Find me out of the 7 how many times he won a championship with a bad defense. Prove it to me. Show me. He didn't win. That defense in Tampa was darn good. His first 3 with New England. Darn, man, like 3 Hall of Famers on the defense. Darn good.
Well, the Eagles game.
Okay.
They
I'll give you that one.
But
the comeback, if you want, wait a minute, right? Because everybody gives him credit for the comeback against Atlanta. But forget the fact that the defense got 2 turnovers and 3 straight stops. That doesn't count. It was the fumble. It was the fumble and midfield that they created that got Tom Brady the ball because Atlanta was marching again.
A lot of things fell their way that game for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So it's easy to point to the quarterback and say, "Oh, the quarterback is the reason why." Man, look, you show me a quarterback. I don't care how great they are, that did it without defense, because that's the complaint, right? That's the complaint with Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't had the weapons. He hasn't had this. He hasn't had that. Man, look, it's pitching wins ships. Not if you don't score runs. You win the game based upon what? The numbers on the scoreboard. How do the numbers on the scoreboard get there?
Gotta hit. Gotta be able to hit.
Right?
So is Mookie the best hitter at his position, says
right?
Jason Smith?
Now listen, dude. And see, people, look. The Mets went and got the 2 best free agent pitchers. Where are they at in the standings? Let me ask you another. Where are they in the standings, love?
Terrible.
Ohtani's on the Angels. Where are the Angels at in the standings?
Non-playoff.
We're talking pitching. Pitching wins championships, right? Okay. Run down the championships. Do the Astros have championships because they have one of the most dominant lineups in baseball? Or because they have dominant pitching?
The Astros get hit.
Because guess what? When you get to the playoffs, you face other dominant pitchers, which means in order to score, you have to be able to hit.
Yeah.
But you people, dominant pitching. You got hot bats. Come on, dog. Hot bats. So the Astros are hot bats. They just happen to lead the world in home runs and runs the entire year, but all of a sudden they get to the playoffs and they're hot bats. Man, I'm sorry. Maybe I have disrespect because I actually played baseball up to a college level. So you
wasn't a hot bat, Shaun. You wasn't no hot bat. Man.
Hot bats. Bull crap out of here, dog. No hot bats. World Series MVP was the darn National League Rookie of the Year. A darn stud waiting in the Houston Astros system behind Correa for 3 years. You want to tell me the narrative behind him is a hot bat? He's a damn good player. What are you talking about? There's a reason why they told Carlos Correa to kick rocks. Oh, he got a hot bat. No, he can play. He can play. What are we talking about, man? We got to be better. Stop believing these narratives that got passed down through pitching wins the game. Pitching wins. That's the same thing. Defense wins championships, right? In football. Go look at these championship games.
Hey, scoring points wins.
That's why I said let's bring it to football. Because people tell you, oh, defense wins championships in football. When's the last time defense won a championship in football? Huh?
Your defense gotta be good. But look at the Eagles and Chiefs. That's a prime example. They just had better offense.
Man, look, the Chiefs, wait a minute, dog. You know the Chiefs defense? Steve Spagnuolo. You know what they tell Steve? Dude, every year Andy Reid says, I don't know who you're going to have. But you got until week 10 to figure it out.
Yeah.
Going into the playoffs. This offense we're going to do what we do.
Yeah, we're going to get them points.
All you have to do, they started more rookies than any other team in the NFL. The only team that started more is the Chicago Bears. They had the number 1 pick in the draft left.
Yeah.
And they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. With young dudes. Because you can do that with a quarterback like that.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Thank you. Everything in sports is fluid, man. Stop believing he's etched in stone. narratives that have been passed down, dude. Winning championships can be done in a multitude of ways. They just can. It's the same in sport. We just watched a number 8 seed, a number 1 seed in the NHL broke all the records in the regular season and got to the postseason and got sent home by the number 8 seed, bro. You know why? You know why?
Why?
Matchups.
Yeah.
Matchups. Now we're looking at you. You're physical. We're physical too. But now we're looking at you every night. So someone would say, look, Florida, man, they got hot. Their goalie got hot. Jabronsky was hot. That's true. You know who else was hot? Matthew Tkachuk offensively. It's not like Jabronsky just got hot and that's all Florida had. They had probably the MVP of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Going offensively. Just went crazy.
Just went crazy.
It was a collective. If Tkachuk doesn't get going, Jabronsky being hot don't mean a thing at all. And what I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you know where Shohei Ohtani's going to be at?
At home.
At home. At the end of the day, he's going to be at the crib this year.
Yeah.
At the crib.
See, they really believe in the pitching, though.
You know, pitching.
Talking about your White Sox.
But I tip my cap, that man is about to get at least half a bill. Easy.
Oh, Ohtani, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And minimum half a bill.
LA, though. They got money in LA, though.
And guess who? So you got to peep game. See, the Dodgers let Trey Turner go. They let Justin Turner go. They kept their 2 studs, right? Because their 2 studs are good enough to keep them hovering around first place, second place, right? They're third place now. Diamondbacks, young team. We'll see if that rotation can keep up for the full year. Giants tried to get Aaron Judge. Didn't work out. Surprise on this long winning streak. We'll see. But the Dodgers are cool. Because the Dodgers said we'll still be in the race. We'll still be able to make a move at the All-Star break, right? Yeah. We'll improve the team. We'll get a second baseman. We'll play our youngsters.
Yeah,
we'll let our youngsters get experience, right? We'll let our youngsters get experience because we got Mookie and Freeman. We got 2 of the top 10 players in baseball. We know we're gonna be good. We got Kershaw, right? We got some young starters. We let some of the veterans go. We'll let them get better. We'll let them get better, right? They're just laying in wait. They're like, okay. Oh, they're going after Ohtani. Oh, it's going to be nasty.
You think so?
Oh, the check is going to be nasty. The check is going to be nasty. They have literally punted the season to make sure that they clear the books for Ohtani. And it's obvious. It's obvious. They might make 1 or 2 minor deals at the trade deadline to get them to the playoffs. So they just want to make the playoffs. They still want to make the playoffs. But they know. Oh, they set the table. Oh, yeah, they set the table. Oh, the check is about to be nasty. Now, whether or not he goes there, I can tell you he's not coming to the White Sox. I can tell you that.
He ain't coming to the White Sox.
White Sox won't even what they do. White Sox can't even make an offer over $100 million.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
They're so cheap. That's so cheap.
You said they can't even make an offer over $100 million. They ain't even.
Man. And if Shohei doesn't make the playoffs this year, he's not going back to the Angels. Nah. Nope. I think it's going to be San Diego. Man, everybody in that division is going to make an offer to Ohtani. The Giants, the Dodgers, and the Padres. All of them.
All of them. And that's crazy because he's in the same division. They can't do that in the NFL, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, so long story short, what we're saying is sports has changed, man. I heard the same narratives growing up. Pitching wins championships. Pitcher wins World Series. And you grow up and then you watch and you're like, fam, all these great pitchers, like, dude, Greg Maddux, one of the greatest pitchers all time. Look up his ERA in the World Series, left.
Terrible.
Look up his playoff performance when he faced good lineups. One of the greatest pitchers of all time. You can do that for some of the greats. You have the Pedros, the Roger Clemens, the guys that no matter what, Verlander, they perform. Most pitchers do, when they get to the great lineups in the playoffs, it's not that easy, bro. It is very rare that a team like the Diamondbacks can get Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson for 6 games in a series. That's literally how Arizona beat the Yankees. We got the best 2 pitchers in baseball. That doesn't happen in their prime. And we're going to throw them 6 of the 7 games.
Damn.
What can you do?
You can't hit against it.
And the Yankees still almost won. The games were that close. That's all. I mean, it's just crazy, man. The White Sox have had really good pitching. Oh, Matt, amazing stat. White Sox have the 3rd best ERA in the month of June. Ask me what their record in the month of June is. Right?
Probably terrible.
Because pitching wins, right? 3rd best ERA
in the whole league.
In all of baseball in the month of June. And they're below 500 in the month of June.
Because they can't score points.
Can't swing a goddamn bat to save their life. And they can't play defense. They can't play defense.
So they lose real close games.
Bro, let me tell you something. See, this is the lesson today. I don't care how great your quarterback is. That dude needs support. He needs support. I don't care how great he is.
Yeah.
He needs support. You go to that Super Bowl, that offensive line support against Cincinnati and against the Eagles. That offensive line for the Chiefs supported the hell out of Patrick Mahomes.
That's the guy right there. You protect the money right there.
That's all I'm saying. It took a lot. It wasn't like Pat was just like, I'm just gonna go out here and just carry the Chiefs to it. No, man. No.
They block for Pat like he paid a check.
No. Hey, who was the best quarterback in the Super Bowl?
Pat Mahomes.
No. Just be honest. You can be honest, love.
That played.
That just played. You just watched them play on that day.
Jalen played really well, man.
Okay. Who took the L? Who took the L though?
Yeah, but it's
That's
Patrick
my
Mahomes.
Point.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
That's my point, bro. That's my point. It's a team game, bro.
Yeah.
It's a team game. We talk about storylines for the offense today. We get excited about Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman's going to need some support, man. I know he's an upgrade. I know, like, you get excited. Sam Hartman needs some support. He needs some defensive support. He needs some coaching support. Jared Parker has to be on top of his game.
You gotta be on top of his game, man. You gotta know what you're doing.
If it's going to happen, right?
If you don't know how to drive a Lamborghini, you can hurt yourself.
Let's be honest. Based upon what we've seen, every year is different, but based upon what we've seen, Sam Hartman can beat Ohio State with 27 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I were a betting man, I would take that bet. Right now, if you put the number 27 out there for Notre Dame to win against Ohio State, I would feel comfortable taking that bet at home after watching them defensively against the second overall pick and knowing that they have a new quarterback coming into Notre Dame. I would be safe taking that bet. I'd be safe. You give me that same 27 against Caleb Williams, I'm not taking that bet. I'm not taking that bet.
You got to score 40 plus.
I'm not taking that bet.
Man.
The game's changed, man.
Maybe Lincoln Riley thinking like you. We don't need defense. We just need the best offense.
Man, Lincoln Riley has never needed defense. Never needed defense, bro. Not interested. In the chat, man, that's a great conversation the chat brought up, man, because, you hear these narratives across sports, and it's like, man, you buy into them for years, and then you come to realize they're only part of the truth. A significant part, but the truth is much bigger. The truth is much bigger. So, on the way out, Karen Humes, big time defensive back, St. Francis Academy, Baltimore, Maryland, recently visited Mike Mickens. You already know the work he puts in, Left. Look, there's no need to talk about it. This young man has Notre Dame at the top of his list in the class of 25. And here he is, Left. We present him to you. Interesting, they started out with special teams. Pretty fast.
Good speed.
Yeah. Got him locked up in the slot. You
He definitely plays with full speed mentality, which is what you like. Even from the kickoff to that tackle, he's not breaking down. He's making a play by going in there head first. And there's a lot of benefit to that because these are the type of plays that Alabama makes. Their players, where they're not breaking down or they're flying to the ball, head on to something, and they're making it happen. And this kid is attention to speed and impact, speed and power. He's not going too many ways. We bring it to the ground, full speed, and you can appreciate that because now it's like getting a 3-and-D guy. He can make those plays when you need him because he's physical, but he can also give you that bump on defense where there's no hesitation. He's flying. He's getting off blocks. He's getting to it. I like that about him. I a lot of man, which is what we want to be as a team anyway. So when you talk about identity, this is their identity. This is what we want our Tariq Bracy's to look like. Kids playing a lot of men in high school, flying to the ball, being aggressive. And, he's playing both sides of the ball. We can't watch no film. They don't play both sides of the ball. So, once again, man, you're getting somebody that's playing with everything, special teams, slot, receiver, playing a little running back. He's playing outside corner. So, Marcus Freeman is probably in love with the kid already because he does so much. It's just now, how do you fit him into a defense? You got a bunch of fast, same-size guys that can make plays, but you can't just do that when you got 11 guys that got to be on the same page.
Karen Humes, Notre Dame sits in the top 25 class is looking very, very good. Great show. Hope you guys loved it. Tomorrow, defensive storylines. And Bruce Feldman might jump on tomorrow or Friday. We'll let you know via the Twitter page. Have a great day. Continue to spin it different.